Hi guys, Cargrash here again. Today I'm bringing you another kind of mini tutorial with Construct Classic. If you remember from last week, we put text to the screen and made a sort of mini text adventure, choose your own adventure, however you want to phrase it. Today I'm showing you how simply you can put together like a platforming game. There are a few things I have kind of omitted from the product so far, so I can show you me adding them in, so you have an idea of how quick and easy it is to actually build one of these in the Construct Classic engine. So to start, you can see we are on the first of the layouts. See, it says Application 1, Layout 1. And then there's a layout 2, but we'll save that for actually revealing it. And if you can see over here in layouts, you can actually add more layouts by add layout. Each layout is accompanied with its own event sheet, which is something good to keep in mind of. You might have to remember that between these like the different events and different private variables, or this would actually be where it'd be good to have global variables, because it's shared. The global ones are shared throughout the entire application, as it's called. So to start things off, I'm just going to run this layout, and you see I already did the button thing, made a sprite, had it swap animations depending on whether or not my mouse was over it. So we're going to click to start game. You can see I already took the liberty to make a very basic, just a little square character, and with the press of the spacebar, he jumps. Pretty simple stuff. I've also added a barrier over here so he can't fling himself off the edge. And then, as you can see here, I've also added in a double jump, which was something you had to program in. I do believe in the second rendition, Construct 2, there's actually just a box you can check that says double jump allow, and that'll let you add double jump either at the right out the gate, or make it something that they have to pick up to unlock. It's actually not too hard to program, to be honest. And you see I've added a barrier here, and in our very basic lava, you see if you fall into it, it sets you back to the beginning. Really simple stuff, but let me show you how that's actually done now. So we head over to layout 2. You can see I'm using the black bars as barriers, and since this one is just ever so slightly off screen, it doesn't actually show up when we scoot up to it. So it looks like that there's nothing that the character is running into, but they are being stopped, and it's the same on both sides. I've just made a sprite, as you can see, sprite, and made sure it was a solid, so that way objects can't pass through it. Then this is just a sprite. There's no special added effects or variables or anything like that. All of this was done in the coding part of it. Sprite 3, which is our little orange block that I've stretched across the bottom. If it overlaps with Sprite 2, which is our little pro tag here, he sent back to Sprite 4's position. And if you notice, Sprite 4 is right here, so it's back to the beginning. This little guy is just invisible from the get-go. He's always there, but it's essentially how you make points on a map. Well, at least how I make points. You can just look at the X and Y value and set things to return to the X and Y. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner here, the current X and Y of where my cursor is on screen is 1008, and I'm not sure if it's X or Y, unfortunately, but you can see that number changes as my cursor goes about but I've always just stuck in an invisible sprite. It works well for me. Maybe you'd prefer to figure out where every X and Y access point is and use that. It's up to you. Now for our blue character, I have centered view on him. Otherwise, if you take that off, he does not get followed, which is kind of hard. See, we're just gonna run layout and play from this layout. But if you see, if he's not centered, the camera doesn't follow him, which makes it kind of hard to watch what he's doing. So you want to click him, make sure he's centered view. We don't need him to destroy on leaving the area. You can have that as an option. So like if you were to step outside this little boundary box, you could have him be destroyed and then have a case point for if character is destroyed, respawn him and take some life away, or take a life away. And if you notice up here, I've added a private variable of jumps. So he's got 2. And that was I don't want to say it was complicated, but so when the character is jumping, so when he's ascending from a jump, if the jump value is greater than 0, so he has 2, so the moment he takes off, he'll have 1. And then if the key space is pressed, which is what his jump is attached to, he will jump again and subtract 1 from his jumps, which will put him back at 0. Then he won't have a value greater than 0. And then I also had to account for him falling, so that way if you want to make a longer jump, you jump up and then you let him start to fall. If they are falling and the jump is pressed and they still have a jump, they will get another jump. This essentially allows you to add as many jumps and hops as you want your character to have. Oh, and then you had to make sure when he's on the ground at any point in time, you reset jumps back to 2. So that way when he lands, he gets his 2 jumps back. Pretty simple. So yeah, and as you may have noticed, there's this bounding box. This is the screen. This is the size of the screen and what we as the player will see. This box, which is very handy if you're wanting to make a HUD of sorts. If we go over to here, on this particular layout, on layout 2, we're on layout 2, there's just one layer, just the background layer. But you can add a layer. Boop. Now, we don't want it, but we do want it to scroll, I believe. This is kind of the problem with this. Is I forget if it's set to scroll and follow the player automatically or if it is not. I know this is probably something I probably should have looked into beforehand, but I wanted to show at least some of the project being made on the fly. So we're gonna put in some text. Just gonna be very basic. We're gonna put score. And then a blank at the end because I prefer bold. Maybe you prefer your words to look something. That looks weird. Why does that look weird? No, I'm just gonna point even simpler. I don't know why score was looking weird to me there for a moment. Then we can add another over here. Lives. Bold it. Then we can, we are on layer 2. We need to lock layer 2 so it's not messed with. Unlock layer 1 so we can toy with it. Click on our guy. We need to add some variables. Score. Those points just make everything cohesive. Start at 0. Lives. Start at 0. And then we want some constants. So system at all times, every tick. Ooh, this is where naming helps. You are points. So points. Lives. At every tick, we want points. We want to set the text to points. I believe it is plus sign. Get the private variable from this down here. Want the variable points. And you see, once it's cleared up white, it should be good to go. Yellow means that there's still something wrong with it. I believe this is what we're needing. And just to double check, where since we're on the application layout, run layout. Oh, it is not scrolling. It's good to know. I need to double check. Make that work. Oh, I know. Let's put a 10 in there, see if that does anything. Nah. Wow. Okay, back again. I'm feeling a little stupid now, but hey, I fixed it. If points is visible, set points equal to. You did need the little nicks here. The yeah, so it needs to be set up like this: points and sign, not plus. I believe. And then sprite value points. That was more frustrating than it needed to be. And hopefully I am smart enough and just I cut that out. So we're just getting back to this now. Oh boy. If you're ever stuck, never be too worried to actually look up other help. Because while I in theory know what I'm doing, I'm still not super versed in everything stuff like this has to offer. You boop. Grab the lives. Oh, this is. I'm just an idiot sometimes, but hey, now we got it. 0 lives. It's not good. That's not a good amount of lives, unfortunately. So we're gonna set that to 3. We'll set this to 0. Gonna run the layout again. There we go. There we go. But now we need to set that particular layout, or that layer on said layout, to follow us. Oh boy, I hope it's a little easier than everything else has been going today. Vertical scroll position. So 100, 100. And then go. Nope. Huh. Zero, zero. And now. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's what we wanted. So scroll X and Y 100%, the scroll rate 0%, so they don't actually move. Then going to do some work here. Every time this happens, we also need to subtract from value. From the lives, we need to subtract 1. And then if at any point, private variable, if at any point lives is equal to 0 or less than or equal to 0, just to cover both scenarios, we get sent back to where is it? Go to layout. We want to go back to layout 1. And I think we need on start of layout, we need to set lives to 3. So we cover both of our end scenarios. So now we go back to layout 1, run layout, start the game. Probably should have made the layout a little shorter, but oh no, lives 2. Lives 1. We're about to get kicked back out. Bam. Then start game. There we go. We have effectively made a live system. And in layout 2, we can start making one more sprite. You guys probably already know exactly what this is going to be, but we need something to get a score, right? So we'll put you right here. We're going to call you Don't Do That Game. Fine. Just to be super simple about it. And then copy, paste, paste over here. Paste. insert event, when sprite 2 it's not colliding, when it overlaps a coin, any coin, we need to make that coin vanish, destroy, and then we add to a score. Set value, or add to value. Nope, cancel. Stop that. Points. I'll give him 10. Just because. Alright. Run layout. Hold on. What happened? Oh, I've made a mistake. I realize now. Right. So I might have been right the very first time with all of this. So let me see here. That might be why. Certain object, sprite. Make sure it's on layer 1 this time. Sure, we'll save changes. Oop. See, even someone who sort of knows what they're doing can mess up pretty bad. Well, not bad, but that was a pretty basic mess up. Just remembering which layer you're on. Then again, apparently a bunch of artists do that all the time, in Photoshop and the like, so I guess I'm not completely alone in that. Let's try this again. Boop. And there. Oh, it doesn't know what it's doing. Insert new condition. This collision with another object. Boom. Finish. Destroy. Bing, boom. I got rid of all the coins. Then I think we need the for each object. Boop. And go. Fix. Why? I know how it's supposed to work in theory, but it's probably not going to change anything, but I'm going to try it anyway because nope, just deletes all of them. Why did it? Ooh. Nope. Okay. So that now works, but this does not. Why is this? I don't get it. So we're going to adjust that always at all times. I know, I'm an idiot. I set this to text. Oh my. There's another thing I'm displeased about is that if you're not actually on the layout, it won't let you look at these objects. Nope, we need to change that back to numbers. Then all should be right in the world, minus the fact I took these away. Yep. And sign straight to value. I'm on points, right? Equal to points. Finish. Lives. Set text. Finish. Bam. Even a collectible. Got collectible, got lives. We could make it swap to another layout, but I've kind of already shown you how you can swap to layout and how you can have things happen when you overlay an object. So this is the basic tutorial for starting. I don't even know if I can call it a tutorial with how much I kind of messed up there, but I showed you guys how to do it. There were some troubles because I had forgotten how difficult Construct Classic can be. And I really need to show you Construct 2 at some point because I know for a fact you guys are going to be probably curious how different it actually can be. And believe me, it can be a lot different. A lot more difficult. But we're going with this one because it's free. And that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.